Okay, how to balance between digital marketing and traditional marketing. Okay, now I share with you. I'll share more insight in a little bit. But before I forgot, if you are serious about growing deposit, you can check out a webinar that I shared with you on how one community banks increased their deposit to $2.9 million in just 90 days. You can type the URL of go-to-bankwebinar.com to check it out. Okay, so let's get started. So I got Josh asking a very interesting. When I asked him what is your number one question about growing deposit, and he gave me a very lengthy comment, which I really love. Thank you, Josh. So at the end of the day, he wants to know, okay, what is the balance between using digital marketing versus the traditional marketing? And here's what I have for him. So you always want to try the digital marketing first, and then on top of that, you will try the traditional marketing later on. Why is that? Because with the digital marketing, the cost to entry or the barriers of entry is so low, right? So low that you can start anytime without breaking the banks, right? When we talk about the traditional marketing, we're talking about events, we're talking about billboard, we're talking about something that really hard to measure, and that's when we will have more control and more advantage when you have the mindset of the digital first kind of thing. Okay, so let's see what happened. So here's another ad that we created for our client, and again we use the digital first approach, to create an ad and to advertise even a very complex products. In this case, the wealth management products, right? And as you realize, the cost to entry is really affordable, from $6.78 to the highest maybe $8.27, right? Really affordable. From $6 to $8, you can get into the game, without breaking your banks, right? And if you tell me that you don't have $10 to advertise, I think you may have to seriously think about your business, right? Okay, so for this one, a really complex product of private banking, we're talking about only $12 per click. And if you want to get about 800 or over 100 clicks, you only have to pay about $840. Like I said, very affordable. You can scale up, scale down anytime you want, right? So that's really the approach I want you to understand. Start with the digital, where you can have a tight control of the budget about the digital, and then when things get profitable, you can move on. You can move up a little bit to the traditional way. And there you go. This is an ad that I got for you, and if you run it right, you should be able to compete with even the company or called the mega banks, such as Edward Jones, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, and Merrill Lynch, right? When you do it right, you should be able to beat them, like what we did for our client, right? You see the blue dot right here. It means that this is our client, and all of the big four, they are floating, really traveling a big gap between their account and our account. And as you can see, this is another graph that you may want to pay attention to. Once again, I want to introduce about the legend of the graph. So the blue one is basically the number of clicks. The orange one is the number of impressions. The red one is the number of conversions. Oh, I'm sorry. The red one is the number of impressions, and the yellow one is about number of impressions. Yellow one is about number of conversions, and the green one is the cost line. As you realize, I was able to get a cross line going sideways, which creates a perfect scenario for you. It means that you pay less for more, right? You pay less for more results, and those are exactly the scenario that you want to happen for your campaigns. Pay less for more results. Simple like that. And so those are the multiple varieties that we have when you go with the digital, right? So from the same concept, you were able to create different banner ads that you can use in multiple channels, okay? And you can go now when you have everything set up for the digital, you can go ahead and go fast forward with the traditional in the billboard kind of thing, okay? I also want to go through the result of several digital advertising campaign that we ran for our client, and you can see the result. So for this one about general wealth management, okay, we got over 700,000 impressions and over 2,500 clicks, right? And investment and estate planning, you got over 720,000 impressions and then with more than 2,753 clicks for these campaigns, right? Very consistent, if you say. And how about IRAs and tax planning? Again, we even get more impressions, more eyeballs for you. Okay, over 800,000 impressions and over 3,800 clicks for these campaigns, right? As you can see, it's a very successful campaign. I want to share with you a case study for Chase, right? So they did very well from the digital standpoint. I want to share with you how they elevate from their digital standpoint to the traditional marketing. So as you can see, they do very well, right? They make sure that all of their keywords or their digital kind of thing, they position number one across all of the search engines. Okay, so they did well from the digital standpoint. So look at what happened next. They reach out and partner with Master Chef Elizabeth Faulkner, right? So that so this is where I call the traditional marketing or the traditional advertising manifest and marry each other. So people have fun, people know about the brand, and this is when you can associate with a celebrity chef. So what's more, Chase also reach out to museums across the countries and give it free to people who become Chase Proper client. So this, once again, this is another avenue of the traditional advertising that you may want to see what happens. So arts and culture, right? Arts and cultures. So there's very, very high positioning, and Chase, you won't see Chase use this strategy from the beginning because they don't know what the client wants, right? At first, so that's why they have to use the digital to get the higher feedback loop, to get a fast feedback loops of what's going on, what's on the customer mind, in order to prepare for the traditional advertising. Okay, so and once again, we use if you're interested into growing deposit, you can check out a webinar that we put together for you, and this is exactly the same result of growing $2.9 million of deposit in 90 days by checking out website go to bankwebinar.com.